Hey guys, what's up? I'm Soumyadeep again back to with new tutorial video in my channel. So yesterday I discussed about assumption of strength of material. So those who are till now not watching that assumption of strength of material, so you can see above my video there is a I sign, so you can find it from there. So today's topic is stress, or you can say concept of stress. So today we have discussed about concept of stress. In previously knew that stress is force per area. If stress is force per area, then what is the pressure? The biggest contradictory question. Then what is pressure? So hope after end the video, those who are watching this video, hopefully your concept will be clear. So let's start the topic concept of stress. That there is a body, not a specific geometry. This is a body, okay? So as the strength of material is going on, body should be homogeneous and isotropic, and body should be continuum, which I discussed in previous video. So as per equilibrium, and one more thing, if you are not watching my equilibrium video, so you just check out my EMEC playlist, or in upper there is a I sign, you can check it from there. Well, so now let me start this topic. Anyway, so if a body is in equilibrium, so we can assume that every part of the body is definitely in equilibrium, okay? So now I cut the body, okay? If I cut the body, then the system is look like kind of because we cut the body in this. If external force is applied, this side, whatever, in every point, as I cut the body, in every point an opposite force will be generated as per engineering mechanics. But my question is, what type of opposite force? Is it externally or internally? Look, this is happening in the inside of body. This is the inner cross section of the body. So definitely the force will be generated inside. So this is all are internally. Maybe this is this type, or these are this type, yeah, this type. So all are internally force which is counteract with this one. So in that particular cross section, in every point there will be uncountable internal resistance force will be there. So we conclude that externally applied force to the one side of the cut section is balanced by the internal force developed at the cut section. Is it clear? If not clear, then definitely do comment. So we conclude that n number of internal force, Fi, that means internal force, are varying magnitude. Maybe someone is 1 kilo, some is 0.1, someone is 0.2, any kind of varying magnitude and direction, and they vary point to point in the whole cross section, point to point, not point to point, they are varying, and they are inclined to the cut section, maybe parallel, maybe 90 degree, so inclined to the cut section. Those forces are, as we know, force is a vector. As we know, force is a vector. Okay? So those internal forces also are vector in nature, and they also maintain externally force in equilibrium. So we conclude that n number of internal force that is equal to force which is applied externally. We can write it. So if this is our body, if this one's P1, this is P2, and there are uncountable internal resistance force. But as they are vary point to point, so as they are vary point to point, we conclude that they are acting in a area which is very small, so finally we conclude that that intensity of force intensity of force, Fi, intensity of force. Which type of force? Internally or internal force, per unit area. Unit area is called stress, which is defined at a point. So you can't say stress is force per area. You can't say this is force per unit area. Sorry, this is intensity of internally force per unit area. You can't say. So you have to say stress is intensity of internally force per unit area defined at a point. So mathematically we conclude that sigma, generally universal, sigma, the symbol of stress adopted by universally, limit area tends to 0, internally force per area. Why I say small? Because there are uncountable internally force, so they are very small per unit area. Why unit area? Because I am saying this is defined point to point. Well, so in reality, if you consider a point, what is its area? It's almost 0 but not a 0. So as almost 0 not a 0, that is you saying that area tends to 0. So this is all about concept of stress. उम्मीद करूंगा ये वीडियो आपको जरूर पसंद आ गया. If there is any kind of doubt, do comment in comment section. If this is helpful to you and your friends, as much as possible you share this video, and if tutorial video, right now subscribe this channel and press the bell button for notifications.